is an update coming from New Delhi. India's embassy in Ukraine has now clearly advised and asked the Indians stuck in Ukraine to head to bomb shelters in Kiev. Tell us more about this latest advisory.
Well, what has happened since morning today is something of the greatest, perhaps, geopolitical developments of this century. And New Delhi is closely monitoring the development. But biggest priority or biggest focus for New Delhi is its 20,000 nationals. Most of them are students doing medical education in the country. Now, the Indian government has been in the past few days and weeks issuing advisories asking the Indians to leave the country. But now, of course, situation has exacerbated. There are a lot of Indians stuck in the country, and for that, number of things have been announced and being taken care of. First, an alternate route is being looked, given the fact that the airspace is closed. Secondly, the Indian mission in the country has been issuing advisories, detailed advisories with numbers and email IDs, and asking the Indian nationals and students to stay calm and use the bomb shelters as well. Now, this is significant and highlights how the situation has deteriorated not only in Ukraine but also in the national capital, Kiev. Now, the Indian government has also sent number of its diplomats. This has been already happening in past few days.
Right.
These diplomats speak Russian. Now, that purpose is to increase the communication. So these are the steps, but we can expect more steps to be announced by the Indian government.
Right, absolutely. Siddhant, just expanding on this discussion, we of course through the day on WION have been talking to Indian students and foreign nationals who are currently stuck in Kiev in Ukraine, especially in light of the recent developments. They've mentioned that since there's a martial law imposed, it's harder to get access to groceries. There are long queues on outside ATMs to get cash as well. So what is India currently doing to evacuate its nationals, especially the students?
Well, usually there is a certain protocol, and this is not the emergency which has emerged overnight. India is, of course, working on a contingency plan. In fact, last year we saw the Taliban takeover of Afghanistan, and similar situation existed that time, not only when it comes to the Indian nationals, but also minorities in that country. And for that, the Indian government had launched Operation Devi Shakti. But that time, there were international forces present in the country, and India was coordinating with the Americans, with the Tajiks, using the base in Tajikistan for the evacuation. There were special Indian Air Force flights which were sent to the country via Tajikistan. In this case, the situation is different. First, there is not a central command where there can be a coordination. Secondly, the airspace has been closed. For that, what Indian government is doing when it comes to the local situation, usually what happens are WhatsApp groups, numbers are exchanged so that there can be communication, real-time communication between the Indian diplomats and the students and nationals. And similar protocols have been put in place this time as well.
Right, Siddhant, Sybil, thank you so much for all those inputs and thanks for joining us from New Delhi. And now let's move on and try and understand the situation better. We are now being joined by two Indian students who are currently in Kiev in Ukraine. Now, Anika Marin Thomas, who is from the National Medical University in Kiev, along with Aditi Sharma, who is a student from the University of Odessa National Medical University. The latter returned to India from Ukraine just yesterday, as I understand. Anika, I want to begin by asking you this question. Since you're still in Kiev, what's happening around you? Are you safe? Have you been in touch with embassy officials for a possible evacuation?
So basically today morning I woke up to my parents and my friends calling me up, and then I woke up to a bombing actually, and then after I called my parent and one of my friend, I heard the second bombing. I was really scared, and then I was like in tears, and then I felt like I was like really close to death. I live in a hostel, the government hostel provided by my college, so everyone's really scared and chaotic and everywhere now.
Right.
And,
yeah, please go on. Yeah, please
waiting for flights.
And as we understand, the Ukraine airspace is currently closed down, and the Indian government, of course, is trying its best to ensure a safe passage of all its nationals to India. Coming to you now, Aditi, what's your experience been like? You were able to get back home. Tell us, how difficult was it to move out of the country?
Actually, I started my journey like I was told, and I saw like the advisory on 15th, which was given by the Indian government. So that day only I booked my ticket. So by 22nd, I was already in India. So that's how I got to know, and I was so quick at it. Like all the flights were available till then. Even my all friends have made tickets, and still they are in Ukraine. Today also their flight got cancelled.
Coming back to you, Anika, since you're still in Kiev, tell us what's happening around you in the Ukrainian capital as of now. We understand a martial law has been imposed. We've been talking to other students like yourself through the day who have complained about having very limited access to ATMs, long queues. What about you? Have you also faced similar difficulties?
I did. I still can't take money. And then the Putin has asked the Russian President Putin has asked the Ukrainian president to step down, but then the Ukrainian President Zelensky, he wants it to be taken over by the martial rule. And then it is also informed us that if we take part, if we join the Ukrainian defense, that will be provided with free guns and the food supply. There's people everywhere. Basically we are out of food now at nearby supermarkets, and that's basically our teachers are telling us, our teachers are comforting us. We had offline classes till yesterday, and also in our hostel itself, we have got an underground bunker-like place, and we have been shown where it is and where to go if there's an evacuation or a siren being placed.
Right, Anika, I just want you to repeat that for us. We, of course, keep talking about the scary scenarios, but what you're saying right now is scary in itself to begin with. You're saying that there is a bunker below your university and you have been shown the same.
Not below our university, it's below our government hostel. So it's we've been shown, and it's been circulating all over through WhatsApp groups, and it's there all over. And then we have been informed if there's any if there's any emergency, all of us have to go there.
Right. Coming back to you, Aditi, you've been in Ukraine for the last few weeks. You must have heard the news about the ongoing conflict. There's been a lot of global headlines about what's happening. So how has it been studying in such a conflict zone for both of you? In fact, I want to start by asking Aditi.
First of all, we got to have online classes since the day this conflict started. So since from 8th of February, we were having online classes till 25th of February. And now it has been taken up ahead. It was been 25th. It is increased. Now it will be we don't know, maybe till the end of semester is going to be the same now.
Right. Coming back to you now, Anika, give us your experience over the last few weeks, especially has there been any advisory from your university about what lies ahead in the next few days?
So basically till yesterday we had offline classes. We had both modes of education. We have both online and offline. So I'm a third-year student and we have got a really important exam this year. So I decided to stay here and then attend my offline classes. And most students went home, not because of the war exactly, but then mostly because they were homesick. So yeah.
Right.